Take a look at this worksheet. How would you use it? When would you use it? Most teachers would probably introduce the letters in class before the children do the worksheet either in class or at home. If this is what you would do, what would you do in the class before the children do the worksheet? Here is an example of what I might do with children of 5 years old or older who are learning English for the first time, or at least learning to write in English for the first time. This example is for a small class, but the approach would be similar for a larger class. I think the balance of listening, speaking, reading and writing is important. Writing is the most difficult of these 4 skills. So I will lead into writing from activities that focus on the other 3 skills. This particular lesson will be most appropriate for children who have a different writing system in their native language, but it can work for any children who need help with learning the alphabet using a phonic approach. When the children come into the class, they sit around a table or maybe on the floor. I have 1 or more sets of 5 basic vowels cards: A, apple; E, elephant; I, igloo; O, octopus; and A, umbrella. The cards have the letters on one side and pictures of the anchor words on the other side. I spread the cards on the table with the picture side of the cards face up. This is my first lesson with the children, and it may be their first English class, so I will start with a very gentle activity in case the children are nervous or shy. For the same reason, I will also be more directly involved in the activities than usual. It is the first lesson, and it will take time to wean the children off me. I need to get to a situation where they are not focused on me in steps. In fact, within this lesson, I will move the focus away from me gradually, though I will also be more involved at the end. I get the children to put their hands on their heads. I then call out one of the cards, maybe saying, A, apple. They may not know what A means, but 1 or more of the children may recognize the word apple. If they can't, I will mime eating an apple, or something like that. When they have all touched the correct card, I indicate that one of them should turn it over, so the letter side is now face up. I just let them notice it. I don't teach it. I call out the other cards in the same way. If they touch the wrong card, I use a toy animal or puppet as a referee. I just smile, and the animal says, "Uh-oh," or makes a silly sound, and I encourage them to try again. In this way, they learn through trial and error. I then clear the table and switch to something else. We might do something like throwing a soft animal for simple introductions. When a child catches the animal, she could say something like, "Hello, I'm," or whatever is appropriate for her spoken English ability. We then go back to the cards, but this time the cards have the letter side face up. I call out cards such as E, elephant, and they try to touch the letter that has the elephant on the other side, and they again learn by trial and error. This time I probably encourage the children to try and say A, apple, or E, elephant when they touch the cards. If the children are confident, or 1 or more of the children already knows the cards, the children can call out the cards instead of me. We then switch to something else. It might be an activity like counting. The children could even throw a ball or soft animal again, or it could be any simple kind of activity like that. Apart from just to have variety in the class, the main aim of these other activities is to take the children's minds off the real target of the lesson, which is the vowels. so that when they go back to the vowels again, they need to make the effort to recall them. Successful recall is a key element in deeper learning. So we then go back to the vowels. Either I or the children arrange the cards in a game on the table. I will use the example of a racetrack, but it could be any simple card game. For this racetrack game, the children take turns to throw a dice and race around the track saying what the cards are as they pass over them. If a child makes a mistake or can't identify a card, there is no penalty. The toy animal referee appears and maybe says, "Uh-oh," and I encourage the child to reflect and try to self-correct. If she still can't identify the card, the other children help, or I hint. Winning or losing the race game only depends on the dice, not on English ability. Notice that the children's focus is now more on the game, not so much on me. I support them and may even join the game as another player, but the focus is on the game itself. The lesson continues like this with more games and maybe songs. The number depends on the length of the lesson. Then, towards the end of the lesson, there would be writing. Each of the children has a notebook or piece of paper with penmanship lines on it. I smile at the children and start to draw a lowercase a in the air with my finger, but I draw it very fast. The children look at me and probably think, "Huh?" I smile and gesture for them to write something. What they write may be a complete mess, which is fine. I then get ready to air draw again. I probably start by looking as if I am going to draw slowly this time, but speed up, though it's a bit slower than last time. Again, I smile and gesture for them to write something. They know I am playing with them. I do the same thing a couple of times more, drawing the letter in the air more slowly each time. In fact, the final time I do it, I air draw the letter slowly and carefully. By this stage, some of the children may be able to write the letter, but probably won't know how to position it within the penmanship lines. So I now go to the board, draw the same penmanship lines that they have in their notebooks, and write the letter in the same way as in the worksheet, and the children write the letter in the notebooks. If the children are going to do a worksheet with 2 or more letters, I would go through the same process for the other letters. The children are now ready to do the worksheet. In my case, I would probably give them the worksheet for homework, because spacing out practice of this kind is more effective than doing a lot at one time. This lesson was child-centered. I was focusing on the process of learning, and the children were learning through trial and error. I want the children to feel they are on a journey of discovery, not receiving information from me. This is quite different from a teacher-centered approach where the children are following the teacher, and in my opinion, leads to deeper learning. This workshop will be continued in the next video.